Hi, it's Martin here from Steffi Bull Promotions. Delighted. Our next guest. Time difference has been a bit of a nightmare. Not for me, for our guest, as he's around about 8-10 hours away. But he's given us some of his fat time. It's Goldenboy superstar Jonathan Navarro. Jonathan, thank you for giving us some of your time.
No, thank you. Thank you for the great opportunity.
Not a problem. Jonathan, we'll get on to your boxing career and about the upcoming fight, which is going to be an absolute barnstormer. Cannot wait. Mm-hmm. But just for the viewers out there, tell us how you got into boxing.
As a little kid, starting at 7 years old, my father put us in. We come from a boxing family. My uncle being a bronze medalist for the 2000 Sydney Olympics. It just runs in the family kind of thing. My father just put us in there. The coach seen something in us, and ever since then, it just continued on. It just continued to where we are now, to where I am now, my little brother as well, so it's something that just, I guess, like I said, it runs in the family.
With you being young, 24 years of age, you are quite you are young to the game, and with the position that you're in at the moment, it's really, really exciting. So, with regards to that, what was the decision to go pro? Because I know a lot of boxers will get into boxing because one, it's good. You feel good when you're boxing; it keeps you fit. When was the first real time that you was in the boxing gym and you thought, I want to be a boxer? Was it when you first sparred, or?
Honestly, I think it was when I first sparred. I remember I knocked out the kid, and ever since then I was just like, man, I like this feeling. It's nice, seeing people like my parents like being happy, like, yeah, you knocked them out, this and that, like it made me happy. I'm like, okay, like I get cheered on for beating someone up. What more can you ask for? You can't get in trouble. You can get in trouble in the streets and all doing that, but in the gym, people applaud you. So I'm just like, this is for me. I'm doing.
And is that what made you go? Did you go through the amateurs as well, like with your boxing career?
Yeah, I did. I had like 12 years of amateur experience. I represented Team USA 2 years. I went to the Worlds. Unfortunately, I did lose a day before the qualifiers. Is it qualifiers or is it the
I can't say it. Preliminaries.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I can't say that word.
It's a hard word to remember. And I did medal silver in the Continentals. So I do have international experience. So basically, I and like 20 national championships. So I do have a lot of experience of myself. I have over 150 fights as an amateur and only 15 losses. So I had a great amateur career. But at the same time, you can only do so much in the amateurs to where it's just the pros are calling you.
No, 100%. I find with the amateurs as well, from when you go into the amateurs, it's not really about the results, because sometimes in the amateurs results go against the fighters that sometimes you think win. It's like you said, it's all about learning, and to having 150 fights in them type of in the amateurs, it puts you in good stead for the professionals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah. The amateurs, it's just in the amateur, the losses don't count. They don't mean anything. It's just more of a learning experience for you. It's what prepares you for the pros. I feel like a loss, you learn more from a loss than you do than a win. Especially in the pros. So luckily I haven't lost, so I don't know what it is to lose, but I'm not afraid to lose my own. Our world champions have lost their O's. Manny Pacquiao, he has 7 losses, and to this day he's still considered a great. He's still considered one of the best. So honestly, losing an O all that kind of stuff shouldn't really matter to anyone. It's just, the amateurs is what prepares you for that kind of stuff. It prepares you for losing, it prepares you for winning. So once you enter the pros, I feel like you should be ready. You should be ready to lose. Although you shouldn't lose, it's just something that it can happen, and you should know how to take it.
Mate, you've only got to look at, here's one for you. Look at Canelo Alvarez, the best in the business at the moment. He lost to Floyd Mayweather, and that fight against Floyd Mayweather he probably learned so much in that one fight against Floyd than he had in his previous fights.
Oh yeah. So much from that. Yeah, you can take all his defensive movements and everything. It's just like, I feel like it came out after that loss with Floyd. I feel like his IQ just got so much better. His movements got so much better. He developed like so much. And it was from a loss. It was from a loss that against a very, very, great fighter, that's never lost in his whole entire career. It's just, it's honestly, it's always a learning experience. You're always going to learn, no matter how long you've been in this sport, you're always going to learn.
Yeah, that's one of the truest facts in boxing. You can be in boxing. You can never complete boxing. The only person I think, in my opinion, that was close to completing boxing, and this is just as an opinion, is Floyd Mayweather. Literally, I believe that he's a great, and just everything about Floyd, the way he boxed. He could box on the front foot, he could box on the back foot, his defense, and also the way he learned the boxing business. He was just perfect. But we're not here to speak about Floyd, we're here to speak about you. In the amateurs then, so you're 24 years of age, so using the amateurs around about 16 to about 14 to the age of 18, would you say?
Yeah, so I did it from the age of 8 to 18. Of my amateur career, yeah. I was 7, and within like 6 months I turned 8, and I had my first fight, and again knocked out the kid. So it's always my whole entire career as an amateur. It was always knockdowns, nonstop. Yeah.
I bet the parents used to refuse you to go to the kids' birthday classes. So back in the amateurs, who would you say was there any of the fighters out there now that you used to being against in the amateurs?
Now, to be honest, no. Other than I did fight against what's his name, Sebastian, the very tall 147-pounder, I believe. Okay. He fights. He's out from Indio. I did have a chance to fight against him back in the Nationals out in Reno, Nevada, back in like 2014, 2013. So that's one fighter that I know of. I grew up with Alexis Rocha. I grew up with Hector Tanahara, Josh, Bam, Nico Hernandez, Carlos Barderas, Shakur Stevenson. A lot of us were in the team when we traveled out to Russia for 2012. We were all in that little group. So there are a couple fighters, not too many, but yeah, there's some.
Do you keep in touch with Shakur Stevenson?
No, not with Shakur. It was more with Barderas. Hector, we grew up, big relationship between Hector and I. Like, we were best friends and all. We still train here in Riverside together. So we keep a lot in touch. We're always together. We're always going out and everything. So it's more of a brother kind of bond now. It's not just friends. We're seen as brothers now.
No, that's good. I think as well, moving from the amateurs to the professional ranks, you've got to have a certain thing about you, and that is one of the reasons why you've kept your O. In the amateurs, it's a lot about speed. It's a lot about tip-tapping. You've answered the question before. I've even asked it several times. You can actually bang. You can actually hurt opponents. And in the professional ranks, you can have the boxing IQ all you want, but if you haven't got the power and you haven't got the power to get your opponent to respect you, then you're in a bit of trouble. Whereas you certainly have got that power.
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. I think so. It's just amateurs is just quick. You have 3 rounds, 3 minutes, and it's just too fast. And fighters that have power and they need a little bit more time than 3 rounds. They need those 6, 8, 10 rounds. But I feel like even though I had that style, I feel like I did a lot for in the amateurs, for the kind of style that I had. A lot of people doubted me, saying that I was too slow. I would always kind of like shut them up because I would win the tournament. They had like 5 fighters in that tournament. Me and my father were only the ones there, and they would always like kind of like talk down to my father, telling him that I was too slow, I wasn't gonna win, I wasn't gonna make it. And at the end of the tournament, we were the ones, getting our hands raised in the finals. So to me, I feel like my style, although it is slow, it's done so much for me, and it's proven so much.
it's perfect, isn't it? Because you've got the amateur style, but you've also got you've also got the knowledge of like the ring IQ, and you've also got the power. So you've got the full package. So you can go 12 rounds, or you can
Yeah.
end a fight when your opponent gets hurt. And that's the biggest change from amateur to the pros is the power.
Yeah.
Um,
Power, pacing yourself. It's a lot of things that you learn, especially sparring with world class fighters. Mikey, Brandon Rios. Josecito Lopez. Like all that teaches you. Going 8 rounds with them, going 10. You learn a lot. You kind of learn how to like not burn yourself out the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds. You learn to pace yourself. You learn to kind of play around with your power, play around with your speed, play around with your legs. Where you might go half the round hard and then rest the other half, but not to where you're giving it away. More like you're still doing something, but you're not burning yourself out there. You're not just killing yourself. You learn, and it's great experience fighting with world champions like that.
no, 100%. Who would you say is some of the best boxers that you've sparred with? You've just named
Uh,
3 of them.
I would have to say it's the 3 that I just named: Brandon, Mikey, especially Mikey,
Is that Mikey
and
Garcia? Hello?
yes,
Yeah, is that Mikey Garcia?
Mikey Garcia. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, like you said, you've just named 3 absolutely stupendous fighters. So straight away, you're onto a good thing. And if you've been in the ring with them and you're handling yourself, then you know full well going into any fight, you're going to have that type of confidence, which we all know going into boxing as well. It's all about confidence, and speaking to yourself the way I am today, you can tell that you're a confident fighter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very confident in myself. If I can do, 8 rounds with Mikey and then do the last 6 with Posecito, I don't think my opponent that I'm gonna be fighting is anywhere near Mikey's level or anywhere near Josecito Lopez's level. So I'm very confident when I go in that ring. I know what I did. I know my experience. I know the training that I did, and I honestly know that I'm gonna win. And to be honest, it's like I mean, Mexicans say, it's a saying where, if he's not ready to die in that ring, then he's lost already. It's true. If you're not ready to give it all in that ring, you've lost even before going up that ring. It's just something that you have to have in your mind that I'm gonna give it all. I'm gonna give it my all. And he better do the same. If not, then it's done. I've won.
Do you take sparring? How like when you spar? How hard do you spar? Because um, a lot of the videos that you see in the US are like full on sparring. Is that the same with you, or would you say that it's?
Yeah, I mean, there are times where we do kind of like usually we do go all out. But at the same time, it's you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to hurt yourself, before a fight. So we'll practice. We'll go 80. We'll go 75. And then you got your rounds where you'll go the full 100. But to be honest, I don't think, because there are some sparring videos where I see and it's just like they're just trying to kill each other, and it's just like you learn that, you can't learn anything when you're trying to kill yourself. It's just you're banging out in sparrings. Sparring is to learn, to kind of like, I mean, basically, they find your sparring partner because he's kind of a resemblance to your opponent. So you wanna kind of learn how to beat him, not just, oh, I'm just gonna bang it out with them. No, you gotta study, you gotta learn. Your coach is telling you what to do. But if you're not gonna listen and just bang it all out, I don't think you're gonna learn anything from that. You have to learn. That's the reason why it's sparring. You learn.
No, definitely. I'm going to say, because I have seen some videos and I've thought, oh, they mustn't like each other, because literally it's just non-stop. One of the questions that I was going to ask with yourself, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. What do you think to the likes of the YouTubers? Does it annoy certain boxers, the likes of like Jake Paul, and because I know that they're doing it just to make a bit of money, but do you find that sometimes it's a bit disrespectful to boxing?
Oh yeah, it's very disrespectful because maybe they box, in their own time, in their own little free time, but I see it as a disrespect because this is our life. We started this from a little kid, and all the time, all that time, missing out, because technically, when as you growing up, you're gonna miss dances, prom, that regular life kind of kid. You're giving up your childhood to do something in life. And for somebody just to come in and make whatever they make, and kind of, I feel like it's a disrespect because we've given our lives to the sport, and I feel like they're just taking it as a joke, just fighting, just, oh, I'm a YouTuber and I'm gonna fight now. It's just like, it takes time, it takes years. It's
Never looked at it like that.
like
Yeah, because it's like the people like yourself that have you've been boxing since 8, and now you're at the pinnacle of your career, not the pinnacle, but like you're at the start of your career where you're starting to get onto the bigger shows. And let's be honest, you're starting to get more money. There's more recognisation, and then you've got like the YouTubers that are headlining fights with Billy Joe Saunders as co-main event, and you're thinking, really?
Yeah. No, yeah, it frustrates because it's just like, man, I've been working my whole life and I just get this one fight, and a YouTuber that just wants to decide to turn pro has, this big fight in like you said, co-main or whatever it may be. And it's just like, I should have just been a YouTuber then, and I could have just done it.
If you was a YouTuber, what computer game would you play?
Shoot, that's the thing. I'm bad with video games. I have a PS4, but I suck. I suck at all these games. But I would say it's more towards like leaning towards like the Assassin's Creed kind of genre kind of thing. I love those kind of games. War games, I suck. I'm too slow. My eyes hurt. From that sensitive screen. I can't do that.
I'll give you something now. There's a boxer in the UK called Ryan Rhodes. I don't know if you've heard of him. He was really, really, really professional boxer. He actually fought Canelo in Mexico. And he come off as a loss. He's about to release a brand new boxing game. Him and like a certain thing. It's called. I forgot what it's called. It's basically a fight. It's called ESP Fight Night, something like that. Ryan, I do apologise. I've got the name wrong, but it's a brand spanking new boxing game. So it's definitely worthwhile keeping your eyes peeled, because we all love boxing games.
Is it the one where, I'm not sure if it's the official thing, but I follow, I've sparred with Connor Ben.
Yes.
with so I don't know, is that the one that he's been posting?
I think yes, it is.
E-
It's called
E-
it's
S-
called Boxing
and
Club.
yeah, I believe so.
Oh, what have you been? Have you seen the game then?
No, but I mean, like I said, you know, with Ben, you know, we sparred a couple years back, and you know, we follow each other and all. So I remember seeing him posting something like that, a video game of a boxing, like a boxing video game.
Yeah.
So it might be that one that I'm talking about.
No, definitely. It's definitely worth keeping your eyes out there. And Ryan, I do apologize if you watch this film. I actually, my mind just went completely blank.
No, it's not.
Now, we just spoke about your boxing career. What was it like when you got signed up by Goldenboy?
It was. I was happy. I mean, you know, I was in high school. I was still in high school actually. And the moment I signed, I was happy. I remember the day. I mean, till this day, I still remember the day I got a message from Robert, you know, saying that he was interested in giving me some opportunities, talking to me and everything. I was in music class, and the moment I got that message, I remember I ran out the class, and my teacher followed me, told me what it was wrong and all, and I was just like, oh, you know, I got this. I told her, like, I got Robert Garcia that messaged me. She had no clue who Robert Garcia was. And I called my dad, and my dad came, picked me up, and I left school early that day. I had no worries about school. I was just so damn happy that I got a message from Robert Garcia, and then, you know, bringing me to Goldenboy. You know, it was even more of a happy, for me, it was, you know, the happiest year of my life, to be honest, you know, signing with Goldenboy, and then with Robert Garcia, being mentored and trained by him. You know, it's a great opportunity. You know, it's opportunities that not too many people get, and you know, I'm very grateful for that.
And you've really grasped it. So congratulations. Now,
Yeah.
your next opponent, I think this is going to be on the I think your co-main event, aren't you, to Hooker versus Ortiz. Now that alone, DAZN, so you're going to be published all around the world. I've actually got the DAZN app, so everyone in the UK can watch it. It's going to be absolutely unreal. But your opponent, he likes to bang. We know what he done to Linares. Yet people say that he probably moved up in weight and he shouldn't have. And then his last victory. Have you got a game plan? Do you think he's going to try and come out early, or because if you two stand in the middle of the ring and trade in the first round, then there's going to be some fireworks.
Yeah. I do expect. I sparred with him. I have some, when he was getting ready for his last fight. I was kind of helping him out sparring. He was helping me out for my fight in October. So I have a feel to him. I was able to feel his power. I was able to feel his strength, everything. You know. So I'm ready. I know what to expect. But at the same time, I still have that little, you know, that thought of, it's been a year. He could have changed something different. He could have learned something different. So I am expecting something from him that I've sparred with, but at the same time, I am expecting something new in case of anything. But I mean, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, it's gonna be all action. I know that for sure. You know, since the bell rings, I can say I'll test him out, but I can't promise it because I'm gonna want to just go all out too. You know, I'm gonna want to bang it out, and I know he's gonna do the same. You know, just expect blood, expect knockdowns, expect everything. You know, expect everything you can from a Mexican kind of fight. You know, an all-out war.
If it's anything like the fight the weekend, then we're in for an absolute treat, because the Valdez versus Berkelt fight was absolutely fantastic. Now, so we've got you get the victory against Cano on the 20th of March. Where do you go next?
Hopefully, you know, my name can be mentioned, you know, for a world title opportunity. You know, I know beating Cano will opened up so many doors for me, especially being mentioned as one of, the top 10, top 15, whatever it may be that it may rank me after this fight, for a world title. I just want my name out there. I want to be mentioned when they think of somebody to have an opportunity for a world title. I just want my name out there. I want it in people's mouths, basically. I want my name there. I know it's been more kind of like in the back of their heads, kind of thing. But this time I want my name coming out of their mouth the moment I beat Cano. I want that kind of opportunity. I want to be given those opportunities, that a world champion can have. The opportunities to fight against Mario Barrios if I have to. The fight after Ramirez and Taylor. After that fight, I want an opportunity, for one of those titles as well. So I know after this fight, it'll open up so many doors for me, and I'm happy, and I can't wait for those.
No, me neither. So who wins between Taylor and Ramirez?
Oh man, I'm about to go with Ramirez.
That's gonna make some war.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be packed with action too. But I have to go with Ramirez, man. I don't know why. It's just something that I see in Ramirez that I just don't see in Taylor. That I feel like Ramirez is more hungry. You can tell by every fight, he's always there to do damage. He gives his all, in that fight. And I just don't see that with Taylor. I see it more with Ramirez. Like you can just see it in him when he fights. You can see that hunger, that want, that want to be big. It's just, I feel like I can see that in him. Maybe other people don't, but I see that in Ramirez. And, it's just maybe because that's what I feel with myself, and I see it in him. And honestly, I have to go with Ramirez for that.
No, definitely. Well, fantastic. Thank you very much for giving us some of your time.
Thank you.
But one last question, and it's gone back to the YouTubers now. If you had a chance to fight for a world title, or you was to have a chance to headline against a YouTuber and earn millions, what would be your choice?
Honestly, I would fight with a YouTuber just to hurt him, and no other YouTuber does it ever again, so they know this isn't a game to play with, and just say, oh, I want to be a boxer today.
Okay, fantastic. Jonathan, please come back when you beat Cano.
I will,
because I want to follow this journey.
Yes, I will for sure. Your Instagram, just take it before anything. So can I have it?
Yeah, definitely. What I'll do is I'll end the interview, and then I'll give it to you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Superb. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.